Hey guys, thanks for joining us here at Salty Ginger Talk. If you're a returning listener, it's great to have you back. If you're new to the channel, really glad you joined us. Hope you like what you hear. So, our podcast is for people that want a better life, that want to take control of their life, that want to take control of their situation, that are willing to accept responsibility for how their life turns out, right? Self-leaders, doers, thinkers. That's who we're looking for. And today, we're going to give you very powerful tips on things you can do to change your mindset. In fact, what we're going to talk about today are 5 words that you should eliminate from your vocabulary. These words are not helpful. They express a negative mindset. They are not words you want to be using on a regular basis. Why does it matter? What does it matter which words you choose? So here's why it matters. Words are more than just noise. They reflect and reinforce your mindset. Your self-talk becomes your habits. Your habits become your identity. Your identity determines your outcomes. So, if you want better outcomes, you've got to change your identity, which means you've got to change your habits. And that starts with your self-talk, telling yourself it can be done, having a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. And today we're going to give you 5 words that are going to hold you back from doing that if you continue to keep them in your vocabulary. We're going to give you the psychological research that shows why these words hold you back. And we're going to give you a real world example of how these words do hold you back when you use them, as well as replacements for these 5 words. So if you find yourself using them, you can pivot to one of the replacements, which will help you change your mindset. So that's the episode. Grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, be ready because you want to take notes. Get rid of these 5 words. It will change your mindset, which will change your life. Okay? First word, can't. So I've said for a long time, can't means won't. That's all can't means. You should substitute won't. Can't means won't. You've got to get rid of it. When you say I can't, you're not making a statement of fact. You're making a decision. That's what that is. You're deciding that you can't do something. A decision to stay right where you are. So, we love the book Mindset. Dr. Carol Dweck wrote a book on mindset. And in her research, it shows that language either builds a growth mindset or a fixed mindset. And we've talked about this before. A growth mindset says, I can get better, I can learn, I can improve, I can grow, I can create more than exists right now. And a fixed mindset says, I'm born with all the skills and abilities that I will ever have. There's nothing I can do to grow them or make them better. I am stuck where I'm at. You don't want to be in a fixed mindset. You want to be in a growth mindset. Saying can't reinforces the belief that your abilities are limited and unchangeable. We've got to stop doing it. Real life example. Think of someone who says, I can't start a business because I don't have time. Yet, that same person has the time to binge watch Netflix or scroll social media for hours or insert other mindless activity here. We all get the same 24 hours in a day. What we do with those 24 hours is a choice. So when you say you can't, you're making a choice. It's that simple. Can't lets you off the hook. Can't is an excuse. We've got to stop doing it. So, if something's not possible, what do you say? Say, I choose not to. Or, even better yet, how can I? I'd like to make this work. How can I? Right? That simple switch activates your brain to find a solution instead of an excuse. Can't means won't. Can't is an excuse. Get rid of it in your vocabulary. How can I? Or I choose not to. Those are our substitutes, okay? So that's number 1. When you catch yourself saying can't, stop and ask yourself, is this really impossible? If someone says, can you live forever? Of course you can't do that. But if someone says, can you go for a 10-mile walk? You say, I can't. Maybe. Maybe you can't, but I bet you could. You're just choosing not to, right? So you want to make sure you're not choosing comfort over growth. We talk about it a lot on the channel. We've got to learn, we've got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. We've got to put ourselves in uncomfortable situations if we want to grow. Can't stops us from doing that. Get rid of it. All right. Word number 2, try. I'll try to wake up earlier. I'll try to eat better. I'll try to make it to the gym. The problem is try is non-committal. It's bullshit. It's a wish. It's a dream. It's a hope. There's no action to it. There's no commitment to it. And research on goal setting from Dr. Peter Gallwitzer shows that people who use vague statements like I'll try have significantly lower follow-through than those who make specific, committed plans. Try is not specific or committed. If someone tells you, I'll try to meet the deadline, do you feel confident they're going to hit that deadline? Do you have that warm, fuzzy feeling that, oh, Steve or Betty's going to have that on my desk when they're supposed to? Fuck no, of course you don't. Try is a wishy-washy bullshit word. Sorry, it's got to go. So, what do we do instead? What do we say instead? I will. How about that? I will get it done. I will get it done. Or, here's another thought. Don't say a fucking thing and just do it. Get it done. Say nothing and commit and do the work. Here's a thought. Don't say I'll try, just do it. Okay? So, we've got to remove try from our daily vocabulary. I'm going to eliminate it. I'm not going to say the word try ever again. Start with a week. Try doing it for a week. I'm not going to say the word try. I'll try. Nope, I will. If you're going to say anything, I will. If you can't do that, clearly state what your plan is. And you'll notice an instant boost in trusting yourself, in clarity, and the reception you get from other people. And remember, if we're going to put a plan together, we want plans to reach the SMART acronym. We want them to subscribe to the SMART acronym. Specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, time-bound. Okay? Those are plans. Those have finite measurements by which you can judge whether you accomplish them or not. Those are the goals. Try doesn't cut it. Try is not going to get it done. Get rid of it. Shouldn't be in your vocabulary. Okay, number 3. This word drives me insane. This is the word should. I cannot stand it when people use the word should. They should do something. It's a sneaky little word because it sounds like you're being responsible, but really it's like a guilt trap. It's an excuse. It's another excuse. I should eat better. I should call my mom. I should work on my goals. Well, fuck, of course you should. Why aren't you? What are you doing about it, right? One of my favorite questions. What are you doing about it? Should it has to go from your vocabulary. It's a terrible word. Should implies an obligation. It does not imply ownership. Of course you should. What are you doing about it? What action are you taking? Are you going to sit there and dream about it and cry about it and wish about it more? Or are you going to do something about it? Should won't get you to do something about it. It creates internal tension because you're not acting and you know it. You're just acknowledging that you feel bad for not acting. Albert Ellis, who is the father of rational emotive behavior therapy, coined the phrase, stop shoulding all over yourself. I love it. Stop shoulding all over yourself. He found that people who overuse should statements suffer from increased anxiety and shame. So get rid of it. Real life example. Saying I should go to the gym 3 times a week without ever going builds self-doubt. It creates this loop of self-doubt. It's guilt, it's inaction, and it's a loss of confidence. And you're doing it to yourself. Should. Stop shoulding all over yourself. What's a better phrase to use? I choose to or I want to. Let's try those. That language gives control back to you, and it allows you to move forward from when you make that statement. The next time you catch yourself saying should, rephrase it immediately. I want to eat better because I want to feel strong. That is ownership. Ownership will drive action. Should isn't going to get you anywhere. It's got to go, right? Got to go. Can't. See ya. Try. See ya. Should. Bye-bye. We got to get rid of these words. They're not helpful. All right? Word number 4. Maybe. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll start that project. Maybe I'll say yes. Maybe you're a giant wuss. Maybe you're a wishy-washy puss. You got to toughen up. Maybe doesn't cut it. Maybe is the language of indecision, not good enough. Indecision kills momentum. We don't want that. A famous study by Iyengar and Lepper on choice paralysis found that when people are faced with too many options and too much ambiguity, they become overwhelmed. And then you know what they do? Nothing. They refuse to make a decision. They choose to not choose. That's the worst place to be. That indecision is crippling. It's the reason that you feel bad. It's the reason you wake up at night. It's the reason that the stuff that's gnawing at you inside is gnawing at you inside, because you're not taking action on it. It's that simple. Real world example. Somebody gets offered a promotion. They say maybe. They hesitate. They lose the opportunity because someone else steps up and says, fuck yeah, I'll do it. Maybe has to go. Maybe is non-committal. Maybe is bullshit. It's got to go. So what do you say instead? Here's an idea. Yes. No. Try one of those two. Not now is better than maybe. Let me think about it is better than maybe. Maybe is a bullshit word. It's got to go. High performers, people that achieve, people that get things in life that they want, people that accomplish things in life, they make decisions quickly and adjust as needed. They commit. They take the step. You can do it too. If you have to pivot after you get started, pivot. That's fine. Living in limbo is worse. Indecision, in most instances, is much worse than bad decisions. Take your shots, learn from them, apply those learnings to future actions, and you will be infinitely better off. So maybe, see ya. It joins Cant, should, try, maybe. Bye-bye. Gotta get rid of them. Okay, and the last word is luck. If someone is lucky, they have prepared and they've put themselves in situations to take advantages of opportunities that present themselves. Luck has very little to do with most people's success. Saying someone is lucky dismisses their effort. It dismisses their discipline. It dismisses their preparation. It places success outside of their control. And yours. If you're counting on luck, you're fucked. It's not coming. According to attribution theory in psychology, people who attribute success to internal causes, like effort, like planning, like taking action, tend to achieve more than those who credit external causes, like luck. Why? Because if it's just luck, you have no reason to improve yourself. You have no reason to try. You have no reason to put yourself in situations whereby opportunities will present themselves to you. In a real life example, we hear it all the time. That guy's lucky he got the job. You didn't see the 10 years he spent working late nights, building his skills, taking risks, making sacrifices. That's not luck. That's consistency and meeting opportunity, like we talked about. Preparation, meeting opportunity. What's a better way to say it? He prepared. He earned it. He made it happen. She was tenacious. She refused to quit. She found a way, right? All of those are true, and all those are way better than luck. So the actionable takeaway here is start recognizing and acknowledging the work behind the win, both in others and in yourself. It trains your brain to connect effort with reward. Every overnight sensation you see is typically about 10 years in the making. You don't get to see all of the grind that happens before they hit it big and work their way into the public eye or into culture. All that stuff rarely happens overnight. It almost never happens overnight. Look at how Nike started. Phil Knight went on a trip to Japan, talked his way into a meeting with a shoe executive in Japan. And in the meeting, he creates a purchase order for buying 10,000 pairs of these shoes because they're not like anything he's ever seen. These are the precursors to Nikes that he would make. So he forms a company called Blue Ribbon Enterprises. He buys these 10,000 shoes and starts selling them out of the back of his truck at track meets at the University of Oregon. So him and his partner, Bill Bowerman, decide, hey, you know what? We could probably figure out how to make these. We wouldn't have to buy them. We could just manufacture them and sell them. So they go back to Bill Bowerman's house and, true story, start experimenting on making the synthetic soles of these shoes in Bill Bowerman's waffle iron. Bill Bowerman's wife is pissed because they ruin like 8 waffle irons fucking with these shoes. And it turns into Nike. Does that sound lucky? Was he lucky? Did he get lucky that he founded Nike? Doesn't sound like luck to me. Sounded like he took steps. He took action, and when things didn't work or things needed to improve, he figured it out. But it was action that got him there, not luck. It was preparation, not luck. Got to get rid of luck. So let's just recap the 5 words we got to get rid of. Can't. Replace it with how can I? Try. Replace it with I will. Or shut the fuck up and do it. Should. Replace it with I choose to. Should's got to go. Maybe. Yes. No. No maybes. Yes. No. I need a minute to think about it. Yes. No. Maybe's got to go. Luck. Replace that with effort, with preparation, with consistency. Changing your vocabulary will change your mindset. And changing your mindset will change your life. It does every time, without fail. If you want a different life, you have to develop a different mindset. A great place to start is eliminating these 5 words. Use the substitutes we gave you. Look for situations where you're using these words to weasel and make excuses and not commit. And get it out of your vocabulary. Start committing. Start taking action. Watch your life change. Okay? All right, guys, that's the episode for today. Hope you found it helpful. If you did, send it to a friend. Send it to someone in your family. Send it to someone who you know needs it if you found this episode useful. So James puts it up right over here every day. Head over to the website, saltygingertalk.com. All our podcast episodes are available there. Links to all the social media accounts are available there. We publish a newsletter every weekday you can subscribe to on our website. And please like, share, comment, subscribe to our podcast on whatever platform you consume it on. Super helpful for us if you can do that. So we have awesome guests that come on our podcast. We present great topics to you on how to take control of your life and build the life that you want. You don't want to miss any of those tips. They're awesome. We have awesome guests and people that come on. Make sure you catch our next episode. We will see you there.